The FBI has made an arrest in the D.C. pipe bomb case after a 5-year-long investigation. A man has been arrested, and according to NBC News, they're reporting the name of the individual is Brian Cole. We don't have a lot of information about this person, but this does contradict earlier reporting about a female Capitol police officer who was apparently matched by gait analysis as the suspect. Now, right now, again, we don't have a lot of details on who this person is or what their evidence is, but I'm still open to whatever this is. I'm not saying I completely believe this arrest or that this is actually being resolved properly. However, Occam's razor would suggest they likely got the individual. So this is huge breaking news. Fox News is reporting law enforcement arrested the suspect Thursday morning in Virginia. FBI arrests suspect in D.C. pipe bomb case after 5-year investigation. This is massive, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, one of the biggest unsolved mysteries from J6 was how this was able to take place. How could someone go and drop these weird fake pipe bombs and get away with it for this long? Honestly, I don't have any good answer for you because this I don't trust either. They say a suspect who allegedly planted pipe bombs blocks from the U.S. Capitol on January 5th is now in federal custody after a nearly 5-year investigation, law enforcement sources told Fox News Digital on Thursday. The FBI arrested the suspect, a male living in Virginia, early Thursday morning, the sources said. The man in custody is named Brian Cole, according to two sources. Authorities discovered 2 pipe bombs near the Republican and Democratic National Committee headquarters. Around the same time, the thousands of protesters a few blocks away began to descend on the Capitol over the 2020 election results. Video footage released by the FBI showed an unidentified person placing the pipe bombs near the 2 headquarters more than 16 hours before law enforcement found them. The suspect was seen wearing a gray hoodie, Nike Air Max Speed Turf sneakers, a mask, glasses, and gloves. But the person's identity has long been unknown. The initial investigation had slowed in under 2 months by the end of February 2021, a possible result of credible leads drying up at the time, according to a congressional report. I believe it's a woman. That's the, I could be wrong. I mean, maybe they got him. Who am I, right? But I watch these videos and I will point out there is one image. I think we might have it. I don't know if CBS has it or NBC might have it. Here we go. This image from NBC showing the individual placing a bag down, but bending at the hips instead of the knees. Anybody who's in sports, me as a skateboarder running a company and having been involved in this for a while, it's not a guarantee the individual's female, but it's more likely to be true because men have a higher center of gravity. They tend not to lean forward in that way, just at the hips. Women are more likely to do so. Based on the gait, it looks to me like it very well may be a female. However, that being said, who am I? Looks like they arrested someone, and I doubt they're just arresting a random person. Of course, there's more to break down, and we'll grab this for you. Before we do, my friends, we have a great sponsor for you. It is Backyard Butchers. My friends, you got to check out Backyard Butchers. Delicious, real ranch meat. None of this feedlot garbage that you're getting from these mystery meat factories. These are real rancher-raised meats you get at backyardbutchers.com because, you guys, you don't want to be eating the garbage. You want to be eating real food from real people, and that's what Backyard Butchers has. Backyard Butchers currently has a promo going on right now, even though Thanksgiving is over, where you can get a free turkey or ham with your purchase, 30% off when you go to backyardbutchers.com and use promo code Tim. I'm a big fan myself of a good ribeye. I imagine most of you are as well. So definitely check out backyardbutchers.com. Use promo code Tim, 30% off and a free turkey or ham. Even though Thanksgiving's over, always worth it. Let's get back to the news. Fox News says, the lingering mystery led a faction of President Donald Trump's base to raise concerns about the timing of the pipe bomb incidents and security failures surrounding it. Some elevated theories the Biden admin was not forthright to the public about the facts of the case. FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino had suggested the planting of the bombs was an inside job prior to joining the Bureau. In May, he told Fox News authorities were closing in on the suspects. I'm going to go ahead and add, I too believe it's an inside job. So this image right here, some people have pointed out, looks like a training device that is typically used by law enforcement as a prop pipe bomb. And here we have an individual with one of these devices. It's very strange. We'll find out, I suppose. We have this report from NBC News. Apparently, they've given more details on the suspect. They say Brian Cole was identified as the suspect in custody, according to two senior law enforcement officials. The arrest marks a breakthrough in the case. They say the arrest happened Thursday morning. A news conference will take place at the DOJ on Thursday to officially announce the arrest, and I hope they give us the full details. Now, they're pointing out, in 2023, the FBI raised the reward for providing information that led to an arrest from $100,000 to $500,000. But many may be wondering, what about this other individual that was named by the Blaze, and Steve Baker as well as others, as being the principal suspect? Actually, you know what I should do is I'll pull up Steve Baker's X account, see if he's got a comment on this one. Stephen Baker. There's too many Steve Bakers. Let's see if I can find his account. Because as many of you are aware, okay, we do have him right here. And let's see if he has a... No, he has a statement from yesterday that I'm gonna pull in right now before we read the story from CBS News. He said, in case you're wondering why there's been no action on our series of stories revealing knowledge and complicity by certain Capitol Police actors in the J6 pipe bomb conspiracy, they are being completely steamrolled by the Comey Ray zealots they promoted. Phil Kennedy says, from a current FBI agent, the propaganda is strong, especially for anyone who knows even a little about the FBI. The new leadership team is almost entirely Comey Ray acolytes. The only exceptions are outsiders like Ben Williamson, Marshall Yates, and Dan himself, who have no business being ADs or the DD. They are being completely steamrolled by the Comey and Ray zealots they've promoted. Interesting. And this comes following a statement from Dan Bongino, who says, some updates regarding important changes and reforms. He was going to mention a bunch of reforms and stuff not relevant to the news story at hand, and for which people believe the job isn't getting done. Now, CBS reported this about a week ago, and many people immediately called into question why. These reports came out that identified the pipe bomber as this Capitol Police woman. Now, I said at the time, it's not confirmed, and gait analysis is not the most reliable way to identify a suspect. That being said, I do believe this pipe bomber was female, based on not gait analysis, but watching the way the person walked, didn't look too much like a guy. If it did, it's a shorter, frail guy, I guess, with a lot of hip movement. But more importantly, leaning down to place the bombs was done at the hips. And I know, I've said it already, but I stand by that. Doesn't mean I know for sure, and certainly men can do this, so none of it is guaranteed. It just is, I think. If it turns out this guy's actually the person and they release real information, this is massive and will be one of the biggest stories of our generation. CBS News says a federal security officer linked to a thwarted January 6th pipe bomb attack cleared her name by providing an alibi. Video of her playing with her puppies at the time the devices were planted. Sources told the CBS News, okay, wasn't it like 3 in the morning? Like 2 or 3 in the morning? You're awake, filming yourself play with puppies? I guess. Who am I to judge, right? Alibi's an alibi. The FBI has now ruled her out as a suspect in the 2021 plot, according to 3 sources. CBS News is not naming the security officer or her workplace. The federal agency she protects declined to comment. It's the CIA. Multiple sources said that a unit overseen by the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, drafted a memo identifying the woman and describing allegations that she had placed the explosive devices outside the Democratic and Republican offices. The memo was written after ODNI was made aware of allegations from an outside source. ODNI officials said the agency received a tip from a person affiliated with a media organization about potential criminal wrongdoing by an individual believed to be working at an intelligence agency. I got to be honest, I don't understand how a video can be an alibi. Seriously. There's no way to prove the video is from the time or date in question. It's just not possible. Anyone can film any video at any time and put in fake EXIF data, or have them be like, I am here playing with my puppies on this January 5th, 2021, says the newspaper. That's not proof of anything. So I'm curious as to how they roll this person out. I'm interested in their press conference. They say a copy of the unfinished memo was given to senior staff at the security officer's workplace, sources said. It also circulated among a few Trump administration officials. ODNI oversees the nation's foreign intelligence. A short time after the unfinished memo began to circulate, the conservative news outlet Blaze published details similar to those in the draft. The Blaze News article claimed that it had pinpointed the woman after a review of video evidence and gait analysis software matched her walking pattern. Blaze News said its work has been confirmed by several intelligence sources. So it appears ODNI said, here's who we think did it. The Blaze then took the suspect, did a gait analysis, and said, whoa, it's a match. However, ODNI could be wrong, and this other guy may be the suspect. I'm curious if you do a gait analysis of this guy, if it matches. A spokesperson, Olivia Coleman, said ODNI followed its obligation to report information received concerning the alleged activities of a member of the intelligence community to that person's employing agency. After a whistleblower came forward with an allegation, ODNI documented the accusation and lawfully reported it. The Blaze report became the subject of extensive media coverage. Word of the supposed break in the case reached Mr. Trump, two of the sources said. Et cetera, et cetera. You get the point. They're going to say FBI officials have said they're continuing to pursue leads in the pipe bomb case, and now an arrest has been made. Massive news, ladies and gentlemen. We should have updates later in the day, so make sure you stay tuned to Timcast IRL tonight at 8 p.m. That's going to be at rumble.com/TimcastIRL, as well as youtube.com/TimcastIRL. We'll wrap it up there. Smash the like button, share the show with everyone you know. Follow me on X and Instagram for updates. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all in the next segment.